Yo, huddle up, huddle up,
Huddle
huddle
up,
up,
huddle up,
huddle up,
huddle
huddle
up,
up, huddle up, huddle up,
huddle
huddle
up,
up.
huddle up.
We got episode 23 of the Ravens Huddle.
Yes, yes.
Bye
Back
week,
again.
baby.
Bye
Bye
week,
week
baby.
episode. We don't stop, man. Just because it's a
Yeah.
bye week, we gotta still bring you the goodness here, man.
Yeah, you got your boy Mike.
Yes, indeed. You got your boy Rich.
Got Zay in the back, man.
Yeah, and we coming off a somber loss to Philly. I'ma sound like a hater. I still feel like Philly isn't that good. We just keep beating ourselves. You feel me? Hopefully, Tucker really finds it out. Cause I get like, yo, what you did in the past, but like if you play this bad, yo, it's a liability to the team, yo. Like it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to necessarily say that. I think the Eagles they played us well. They
Yeah,
game
they
plan
did.
for us
I think
well.
and
They
their
are-
corners and safeties play excellent.
To me, they a good team.
Linebackers
but
too. Their
Yeah.
interior line, they did good against us.
I just think the Ravens.
Yeah, that D-line
If the
was crazy.
Ravens hit their ceiling, I don't care what Philly does. That's
That's
how I
what
feel.
I'm
I don't
saying.
feel like they're not
Yeah.
a good team, but
That
if the Ravens
game-
hit their ceiling.
That's all I'm saying.
They can't
Yeah,
do
I feel
anything
like we
with
better.
that.
What's the
Like,
saying? That game they were the better team.
Yes.
That's one of those things. They
Yeah.
got us. And then the missed kicks.
The missed kicks.
Tuck, bro, Tuck. Listen, I see the comments. I see y'all talking. I see everybody online. I can't believe the Ravens Nation is flipping on Tuck like this. Like, listen, I'm standing 10 toes in this.
And you gotta think I could see if it was like that week 4 where he missed a couple and it's like, all right, it's week 13, bro. You feel me? And you missed a kick almost every game, yo. Or how many you missed this year? Like 10? We appreciate y'all huddling up with us. Continue to like, rate, and subscribe.
Yes, indeed. And please tell a friend and tell a friend. Share this everywhere.
Yeah, as of right now, like. Everything else is great,
Like it.
and we want you to do all of that. But liking helps us out if you want to see more content.
It's free to do, man.
It
Yes,
helps
sir.
spread the word.
Peace. It's a lot.
I
a
think
lot
it's
of
Over
kicks.
22 points worth of kicks or something like that, bro.
Yeah,
That's
20
that's
is-
too many, yo. That's
think-
bottom of the
That's
league.
a lot.
I think the Ravens' loss differential is 22, and he's missed 22 points.
I think they said the only kicker that's worse than him this year in the league is the guy down in Atlanta.
Oh, I don't know. I thought he said he was the worst.
I think it's the dude in Atlanta that's slower than him.
Young Hoku was worse?
What?
Ain't
I might be
way.
wrong.
Ain't
I
no
might
way
be
it's
wrong.
him.
Oh, no,
That's
that
definitely
don't-
not
can't
right.
be him.
I'm not the Schwab,
that ain't
so
right.
don't kill me. But
But
I think
yeah,
it's
no,
somebody,
they
one person
listen,
worse than
man.
him.
Tuck, I hear you, the trial thing. Y'all want to keep giving them games. I'm not gonna lie. If they are able to get something within the next 3 days that looks serviceable,
Yeah,
I'm not mad at this.
and
bro.
even Steve Smith said it on his joint, and he was giving Tuck love. Allow him to get back in his bag and compete. Like he might still be the starter, but another kicker in the playoffs that's a vet that can just make serviceable field goals may be needed. You feel me?
The only-
Like it's not gonna be easy
the
playing
only
the hardest
problem is-
teams.
Especially as you get late in the season, it's tough to have two kickers on a roster, taking
Yeah.
up, another kicker taking up a roster spot, especially when you need help and depth.
You right.
So that's why it's like
If you want to give them one more, give
I
them
keep
this. Like,
saying-
it's the last one, but there should be people that are ready
Yeah.
to go, or y'all are eyeing right now. There should be that in my mind, personally. I just don't. I know y'all again. What Tuck did was phenomenal for us all of these years. He's been around forever.
He's a Hall of Fame legend.
Over 10 years of service
Yeah,
that you put
they
in.
need a Justin Tucker Funko Pop, but
So-
like this year, it's like
And a Hall of Fame, I do believe all of that. But if you keep going at the rate he going right now, it could push it back some. I don't think it'll actually stop him from getting in there. But these missed kicks they are literally killing our season. I think personally.
yeah.
I
And like we don't know, but I feel like when players get into slumps like that, it might be something extracurricular going on. But like you might gotta communicate that, like, look, I'm not here mentally, and
Take
then,
a leave of absence,
I'll
bro.
be on
Need
him.
something.
somebody said to me this weekend, it was like or this week, that's a reason they may also. I don't know, have no facts. I'm just saying because it's theories. People throwing out theories. Stuff may be going on potentially behind the scenes,
the only thing
and
that
that's
had
probably
your
why the
mind
team
like
is
that.
kind of like just not like. You know,
This would be like if Steph just started just clanking them joints,
just
20%
shot.
from three.
Yeah,
bro.
make a shot.
This is
I'm
what
like-
this is like for us. It
become
doesn't make
A
sense.
29% 3.
Yeah, like whoa, what happened?
Like the whole season though. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. The entire
like, wait,
season
what?
he's
This
not
wasn't
shooting
like
the
a
three.
week
60 games in, yo.
This don't make no damn sense, man. Like, we can't have this. He has to get better, and I'm hoping
It's so
on this
scary.
bye week he's getting past potentially whatever mental hurdles he need to get past. He's getting confident again. Just listen, brother, you got one job. Yeah. That's it. Because the kickoff game isn't as, I'm not going to say it's not needed, but because we do need them sometimes to pin them if we can get them pinned deep, but it's not as needed as those field goals are needed, bro. Yeah. And the extra points. He's not just missing field goals. He's missing extra points.
One thing I will give Justin Tucker credit for, though, yo. I still love that you're aggressive. I know you played like corner or something in high school because he smacked somebody in one game and saved a touchdown.
Yo, real quick, yo.
So I do appreciate stuff like that.
Rory McIlroy, I think I said the quarterback when he was in Texas, right? I think, anyway.
That sounds like the golf thing. Rory McIlroy.
I don't know.
Anyway. Whatever the quarterback was when he was the time there, he was telling the story about how Tuck, he was like, they just need him, this version of Tuck back, like aggressive version. I'm going to tell the story real quick. He was like, we was in the game. He said, we couldn't score anything. We couldn't get anything off. Like, you couldn't wake us up no matter how much oxygen you had on the side. He was like, Tuck came out. He was supposed to, like, kick that joint. And then he took it upon himself, yo. Was like, nah, yo, I got to give us a spark. And just took off and tried to run with it. He said he got smacked. He ain't getting nothing on it. And he said this when Tuck was a freshman. He said he pulled him over and
he
said,
saw the lights, yo.
he yanked him over. It's like, hey, freshman, you just a freshman. If we're going to go for it on fourth down, I'm going to go for it on fourth down. You don't blah, blah, blah. He was like, okay, we wasn't getting anything. He said they come back, they win the game like 49 or something. Or whatever the score was, they blew him out. He was like, Tuck, he said, Tuck at the end of the game said, well, I guess I did give us a spark.
That was a real move.
But that's tough, though. You could tell something is missing.
Yeah, because he usually got the heart. Yo, you could see it in his eyes when he got on the field.
He's one of our leaders, bro. Like, he's definitely one of our leaders on the squad.
Yeah,
so
he deserves all his commercials and stuff. It's just like with the decline now, it's like,
it hurts to watch this, yo. It really does hurt to watch this. And then I was watching that Texas versus Alabama game yesterday, and the kicker there, he did miss, I think, 2 kicks in this game. But he's from Texas. Looked like he got a little bit of energy to him. He got the long, flowy, locked hair. Listen, Ravens, look at these young boys is kicking. Some of these young college kids is kicking the ball. They kicking the air out the ball.
And you gotta start looking at it as a future investment as
That's
well.
how we got Tuck.
It's chess, bro.
That's how we got Tuck. Tuck was from Texas. He was booting things
Tuck
down there in
great,
Texas.
Yo.
My bad.
We went from Billy Cundiff to Justin Tucker, bro.
It was Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy.
I thought so.
I was mixing. I always say they kind of look kind of similar now.
That's
because
hilarious.
Roy McIlroy play. He is the golf. As soon as
I thought so. I was like,
Rory
Rory McIlroy sound like golf to
Colt
me. Yo.
McCoy, yo, but yeah.
Yeah, Colt McCoy was that guy though down there in Texas.
Yeah,
he got
was.
lit up when he was in the NFL. Though. I'll never forget that James Harrison hit. But go ahead.
Well, on a positive note, real quick, each NFL team they nominate their guy for to potentially win the Walter Payton Man of the Year. You know, that's the guy that does the humanitarian stuff, a lot of stuff with community and stuff like that. And just want to give a salute. The Ravens nominated Roquan Smith this year.
Oh, that's fire.
That's tough.
Yeah. So it just salute to Roquan Smith for all the work he's been doing. And you know, it's always a good thing when you see the guys actually tapping into the community. Mm-hmm. Like think about like gosh, I can't think of it. Torrey Smith and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Shout
Huge.
out Torrey Smith.
Still.
Legend.
He's still here.
Legendary.
Yep. He's still
Legendary.
he be doing the pre-joint every time we go in the stadium before the game, and so he's always just around and stuff like that.
And he has like a youth football league here in like the Howard County
he
area.
left and
His
came
sons
back,
played
yo.
over there, so like it's dope.
Yeah.
I love it.
Salute to Roquan on that though. Hopefully, that's a positive thing. See, we want the MVPs and all of that, and that's dope. But let's take that award home, yo. Hopefully, we can get that award as well, man. That's fine. Because that's honestly, out of the MVP, dead serious. Like I look to who wins that every year. That's like probably my second favorite.
We've had some good guys doing that too over the years that the Ravens have had. The guys that touch the community really do a profound job of it, and the Ravens media team do a good job of showing a lot of it. So we get to see Roquan interacting with the elementary school kids. I seen it was one video. The kid had the little plastic helmet on. Roquan laughing at him and just kind of cheering them and getting them in the spirit. So it's good to see that, and I'm happy they did.
That is tough.
Nominate him for that.
Even at the training camp, something simple is when they did the special one where the adults and kids can get the what's the names. Out of all of the big time players on the team, they all now Chuck stayed around and all that, but Roquan stayed for a good while.
And that's
he just
good,
moved down the line. You could tell whoever was with him was trying to get him out, but he stayed for a good while. So
that's good.
Because one thing I will say, though he might have did it in public form, Ray Lewis wasn't no people person.
He
like
wasn't
that.
a good guy, bro.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, never mind. We love the Ravens.
I seen it personally. I
We
love the Ravens,
I'm
but
not gonna-
I seen
I'm
it
not gonna go
personally
there 'cause he's a
happen.
legend,
Respectfully.
I
So,
remember him coming
salute-
to
he ain't never get nominated for that. Did he ever get nominated for
I
that?
don't know. He did come to our school and he screaming us
But
for
he
no
wouldn't
reason one
speak.
time.
He wouldn't speak to nobody.
I don't want to cook him,
we
but
can't
he
do
did
it.
come to our
Loved
school
Ray
and
Lewis.
screamed
This
on
was
us.
when Ray Lewis was playing, bro. Like, yo, you got
It was a dope evening,
Joe
too.
Flacco was there, and this was
Yes.
early Joe Flacco.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
You
who
feel me?
was?
He was
And
hooping. Joe Flacco was
they
there
was
hooping.
speaking. They was interacting with the kids.
He got on the
Ray
mic
Lewis
and just
like, don't
screamed
get
on
in.
everybody.
Eviscerated
It was
everybody.
wild,
Yo, gave
Weird,
a
bro.
pregame speech to high school kids.
You know it's bad with all these years later. Anybody who was in that class, if you talk to them and bring that head up, yo, they all remember. It's like,
Yeah,
yo,
gave
why was
us
Ray Lewis just
PTSD.
going
Yeah,
in
he
on
was
us for
our
no
hero.
reason? Nobody. It wasn't like it was nobody ignorant in there doing anything that day or
Yeah.
nothing. He just was wilding us.
Wow, yo.
That would be like Allen Iverson coming to your school in middle school and just cooking
yo,
y'all. Yo,
Y'all
being
gonna
mean.
fail
Don't
everything.
speak
Y'all
to
trash.
nobody.
Y'all don't do nothing right. It's
10
like,
feet,
God damn.
10 feet away.
Oh man.
Get away from me.
Salute
What
to
do you speak
Roquan,
to
though.
the
Let's bring it
kids?
back. Let's bring it
Yeah.
back. I don't want to keep getting
My
negative.
fault,
This
my
is a
fault.
Ravens
The PTSD,
podcast.
yeah.
Ravens-based
I did wanna,
podcast. I don't want
I
to
did
kill
Salute
Ray
to
too
Ray Fall.
much.
He's definitely
Yeah,
a team.
yeah.
On the field,
Yeah,
Yeah, on
legend.
the field,
Legend.
second to none. On the field,
Top,
second to
top,
none.
top 3 linebacker
Legend.
of all time. I'm
Second to
saying
none to me. Like
I love seeing. Did you see the montage video floating around of him killing people?
Oh yeah, yeah.
murder, bro. Him and
Yo.
Eddie George used to be trying to kill each
Oh
other.
my
in games,
God,
bro.
that was
Like,
some battles.
why y'all hitting each
Them
other?
was some
like that?
battles. Yo. So, hey, Ray, we still
Yeah.
love you on the field. Bro.
I did want to harp on one thing from last week that we got to figure out, and I didn't realize it was as bad as it was because the game was kind of fast, if you will. The O-line can't play like that either, bro. Like,
That's
they
what I
was
was
getting
getting
cooked
at.
out there, like, bro.
They have a good
They
defensive line.
look like that first couple weeks last week.
So because that team does have a really good defensive line, and they didn't. It's kind of dicey because the defensive line is good, and they didn't allow Lamar to get cooked.
Yeah.
So you kind of it's a balancing act. Now there was some things that was wild egregious, yo. But like I know because everybody's talking about last week and how bad I've seen a lot of it, but I'm like,
they got to communicate
now
better.
the one thing that bothered me more than the pass protection because I think Lamar they did a decent enough job. That run, man. Henry kept getting hit in the backfield,
Yeah.
or as soon as he took one step, way too
the
often.
one dude had a
I don't care how
wide
good the
open
defensive
shot
line
at
is. You gotta
him.
give
I'm
him a
like, is
chance.
nobody
That's
blocking
only
him?
two things on my thought process of how that could happen. One, they knew what was going to happen, so they just stayed home and they were where they needed to be because we run a lot of option stuff. So if you stay home enough, you're going to be right where he's going to be at. And if you shoot that gap enough, you can get in there in the backfield. Also, offensive line play. It's one of those two things. So either the offensive line played really bad or they were super disciplined and they were able to eat our option up. They read
had a
it.
good
They
game
read
plan.
our option perfectly.
They had a good game.
They run the option. So that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like
That's why either team-
you playing against that in practice, like they're gonna game plan against.
That's why if
they
you
know
pay
what to
attention
do.
to that game, either team was overwhelmed by the quarterback.
Yeah.
Because they see that stuff relatively often.
Yeah.
Lamar was just looking for him to
It's a
elevate
good
him a little
matchup,
more,
man.
but
It's an interesting matchup. Like you said, though, if we hit our tier, I
it
don't
back.
I
think
don't
they
think
can
they
beat
could. I
us.
don't
Yeah,
think they can
run it
match
back.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think we run it up on them.
Because the run, like I said, once again, the run defense, like eventually, Saquon was going to get one if you keep giving him chances. But he was not doing much of anything.
He had
was
that
he?
one big run, and that was
Yeah.
really it.
And-
he had a few hardy ones
Yeah,
too.
he
If you
had like
watch the
100 yards.
touchdown run, there was an egregious false start.
Oh, if I started,
Bro, the person that got the block for him to get up the lane,
was already moving.
no. Completely false started. Not even like close. Like I don't even know what the
didn't
referee.
see
How did it? No. I'm gonna pull the play up after this.
I gotta
and
see
I'm gonna
it.
show y'all.
That's
It was wild, and it was the
gotta be
touchdown
tight.
run.
I was
And
wondering
that's
why
why
I was like, yo, how does this happen?
Yes.
This does not happen
I was
against
at
our
the bar,
team.
so I
Yes,
probably
you
could've
don't
missed
break
it.
a
You
big
do
run
not
like that
break a
against the
big
Ravens.
run in the middle of the field. Like they were on like almost the 40, 50-yard line when he broke that off.
Yes.
Yo. It's like, nah.
I'm gonna show you the play, and
What
when you
is
see
this?
it, literally, he's on the left side. He cuts across back, and is the first person to get the block for him to cut up in the right. It's a good design, but when I show you this, he false started by like a whole second dang there, bro.
Damn.
And he's the person that opened up the lane. So yeah, I'm not like I'm saying if they play him again as wild because there was like 3 obvious false starts that they should have called during that game, and I think they were 2 of them were scoring plays.
Yeah.
That's another thing. You know, people watch the game, but they say they watch the game, but they don't really watch the game. But that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And they want to
Again.
call out holds. Bro, holds get people hold on every play, man.
And definitely check out our post game review
Yeah.
for all of the things on this Eagles game.
Yeah, because I feel like that's why I wanted to harp on the O-line because we didn't really bring it up too much because we were so mad.
That's what we need to get into.
Because I was mad. Like I think I was the most mad on that episode.
For Lele, bro, yeah, you was out of it. You was definitely. I was surprised that got the numbers. Salute to y'all for listening to that joint, man.
That people like
Salute,
sorrow.
hit the comments, bro. They all like to see us sad. Y'all messed up,
It was that fan bases.
They was on our head.
That's what it was,
We
though.
predicted we was gonna win.
And then you
so
got
I get it.
we had Thanksgiving. We was talking trash to Cuzzo from Philly. Like,
Oh, I'm so happy he ain't had my number. I'd have blocked him.
Like,
I'd have blocked him.
yeah,
on
we
God.
coming out aggressive.
I'd have blocked you. I'd have blocked you.
They straight punked us, bro. I was mad, especially
You'd
when
have got
yo
a
came up
24-hour
and got
block,
the full
yo.
tackle on Derrick Henry. I'm like, yo,
Oh, that tackle was aggressive
that
too,
blew me,
yo.
yo. Nobody
that.
blocked him. He just came in.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm like, God.
Well,
dang.
one of the things is after this, just to talk about it because it was a little bit of time in between, but Lamar said his mom had to get at him, yo. It was
I like Lamar, yo.
She was like,
That's
yo,
real.
But it's real though.
You need to
He's
take off.
right.
You need
You
to
gotta
take
go,
off.
bro.
You see
A
it
couple
open.
times
Because the
I
last
think-
play he took off.
Exactly.
I know they were in prevention,
Yeah.
but he could have had several plays like that
Yes,
in the game. Yeah.
minimum
I
15
think-
yards. He was gonna get on y'all.
I think what Lamar is doing, he's so great. He always gets in his mind and tries to beat the narratives. Like, bro, you're athletic, bro. You can do anything. You're Superman out there, bro. Like, don't be scared to use that because they be hating.
I think he's trying. I think that, and I think it's a combo of he's just getting older and smarter.
Yeah.
More mature, more wiser. He's trying to reserve his body a little bit.
And he
So
be dropping
when they gonna
dimes,
need
bro.
it.
He
It's
be
a
dropping
good
dimes.
Because-
that's a good mind frame. Look at Trevor Lawrence. What just happened to him taking off in that
Oh,
pocket?
yeah,
These
yeah.
things can happen.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you don't
I
want
ain't
to have
see
that
it.
happen. What?
Got smoked.
Trevor Lawrence, I wouldn't come back
Oh, we was
to
in
football,
the,
bro.
Were you
Dang,
were you
for
still in?
real?
Was you
Yeah.
still? Was
Prayers
you,
up. I ain't see that.
I know we was in the
was
gatehouse.
we in the crib?
We was in the gatehouse.
Oh, we was in the gatehouse when we saw it. It was.
And you were still
It
there.
was,
Okay, yeah, he got smoked, bro. He got smoked.
See, I was at the bar. I only watched the
You don't
Ravens
want
game.
that to happen
yeah,
to your
yeah,
quarterback.
yeah.
So that's the I get not
Like,
doing it
and
every
you,
time.
And you know what makes
Yeah.
me believe he also because in game I feel like in games where he knows I got to do this, he's gonna do it. Unlike the AFC Championship last year, remember he was like he lost some weight. He was like because there was a few plays he left on that field just with his legs.
Yep.
If you watched the game that he really wanted, the Chiefs game, the first game of the year, he took off when needed. He took some hits he shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
He knows in the back
But
of his
see,
mind.
He did try to
That-
truck a
yeah,
few
yeah,
people
yeah,
in that
that's-
game. I
yeah,
forgot
that's-
about
He's
that.
just saving it, kind
But
of like.
that's
Okay.
another trial I'm gonna put on the officiating of the NFL because they allow Lamar to take a lot of crazy hits they wouldn't let quarterbacks take. You remember like
Well, he's done a
some
good.
games like he avoids it.
To
but
me,
they be like,
he
yo,
hasn't
you
really
doing
been hit
too
that
much.
much.
Yeah,
this year.
Lamar is.
I mean, he is
excellent
getting
at not
sacked.
cooked.
It's happened. He's just not getting rocked or anything.
yeah.
It's
And
always
hopefully it doesn't happen. But
he kind of
he's so
falls with it.
elusive. He has as much of the jokes they make, he really does have an elusive running back mindset.
Yeah.
Like he's really like his vision and stuff. He's really like it's elite. It's like run. There's been multiple people who's like he's the best runner. Period. I don't care about
he is.
what running back it is. It's like if he was a
Yo,
running back in bulky, he'd be the best
the
running
14
back.
and 2 season he was. Yo.
He's crazy. Yo.
He always is.
It'd be the
He
little
He
literally
always is, but he was. Like, it was
He
like,
makes. You remember that one
that
play where he
spin on the Bengals?
we only got a few yards
I
where he
know.
went. He was in the backfield running away from people. He did like a hezzy move almost. It was a hezzy. He did a hezzy back there and then
Did
threw
he
the
throw-
ball.
Oh, threw it to Kolar?
Yeah, I think it
I
wanted
remember
something.
that. Yeah, that was
Come
the
on.
game. Yeah,
That's
crazy.
wild. That's just.
I don't even know how he saw
That's
him. 'Cause that
that's
was
an
a
innate
blind
ability
side.
that he has
The
that no
big-
one
Yo,
has.
he
No
hasn't
one has that
told us
ability.
he like Peter Parker, yo. His
He
Lamar
got
senses
senses.
start
He has
tingling.
football, so that's why he never
Bro,
takes egregious hits like that.
The greatest run was everybody always sees the Bengals run.
Hmm?
That second year, bro. That told you everything. If he was
spin move?
really a running back, yo, he would
my goodness.
Lamar would have brought the Russian record, yo. Like he's
The
crazy.
spin move
yo.
was OD.
He did a little shifty, but not a lot of.
We
big
hadn't
juke,
even
like the
really
quick move.
seen a spin move like that, like used
Yeah.
accordingly like that.
No, that kid
That
on
was a
Alabama,
spin move.
That young dude on Alabama did it earlier this season. I think he was
I'm
on
saying
Alabama.
at
learned
that
it from
time,
Lamar, yo.
that's
He
what I'm
learned it
saying.
from
At that
Lamar.
time when
He
Lamar
learned
did
it
it,
from
we had
Lamar.
not seen anybody execute a spin like that. Yo. A quarterback?
Nah,
Nah,
Come
I've
on,
never
yo.
seen that.
nobody has seen that in general. Period.
We seen- I
Like
saw
Vic,
full speed.
Vic did a
Vic-
fake slide
he
spin.
wasn't right
That was hard.
I seen Vic do the spin, but it wasn't like
He wasn't running
Not
full
while versus
speed.
His joint was,
Right.
his joint was, he had to do the breakdown to
he
get to the
wasn't
spin.
running full speed.
It was a different game too.
He did
Different
the,
game.
He did the breakdown. He broke down slower and then did the spin, which was still the coldest. Never seen a quarterback do it. But Lamar joint was like in stride.
Speed.
Lamar's
Yo,
2.0,
he
yo.
was
That's all it
sprinting and did a
is. He's
spin.
2.0 of whatever version you
sprint
talking about.
spin is the Lamar, the only player that could do that. Period, yo. In NFL history, yo.
And all you hear is Kodak back playing in the background while my man running.
Yo, and then did you hear Yak gave him the shout out on the new song? He said, "It's a blessing." Say you grew up with Lamar Jackson. Like the
I ain't
beat
hear that
so
album yet.
hard.
I gotta
bro.
listen to
It's
the
man,
kid.
yo,
What's
mad
it-
stuff
what's
been
it
coming
on?
out. Like golly.
See,
Hey, we gonna get to that later too.
we'll
Y'all
get
check
to
that out when y'all get
But,
a chance on the Coach Class Network.
Yeah, man. Shout out again. We just gotta always give Lamar praise on his excellence.
But what does we've been talking about the offensive line now? What do they do? That's the thing I don't know. Like,
just don't miss assignments and communicate a little bit better. Because I just don't like the ones where it just be a guy where it's like nobody blocked him or even tried to
Exactly.
get in front of him. It's like,
and that happened a lot
what
against
are you
the Eagles,
doing?
man.
Like, yo, it
They
was
was
somewhere
shooting them
Derrick
gaps
Henry, like you said, Derrick Henry got hit
Yeah.
in the backfield, and
2
he's
yards in the backfield, and he just got the ball.
Just let him get 2 to 3 steps, man. You don't
That's
even
it.
need to give him much, yo.
Yeah,
Like,
just nudge the guy. Elbow,
It happened a
little
couple
elbow
times in that
raise.
game. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it happen. It
was
just didn't
bad,
happen to
yo.
the
People-
exceeded level.
people been
Like,
on for Lele.
Falele has been, you know what I mean? Like, I've been on his head
Yeah,
a
he
lot
been
this year.
historically bad,
But
but he was good this
I gotta
season
give
for
him
a
some
little
credit
bit,
for a
yeah.
stretch because I hadn't
No,
said
he
his
played-
name.
Yeah, he played good.
If I'm not saying his name, I'm good.
But that's
yo.
why I don't want to overreact.
Yes, the Eagles game. That's why I feel like
have a
the
good-
Eagles
and
really
maybe
game
their
plan
defense
well.
really is that good.
I think
have
they
a
just
good
game
defense.
plan well
Yeah,
against
they
us.
That Eagles,
And they got Jalen Carter.
Defensive
on the
line
Yeah,
that
like,
knows what they doing,
that
like
Eagles Commanders
linebackers
game, their
solid,
defense stepped up too.
good corners.
They was like
Stuff.
putting Lynn Cleveland and all of that. I'm like,
No, I don't want to change up things too
yeah,
much.
I don't want to
man.
change
Like,
up the
not yet,
chemistry,
not
yo.
yet.
Because you
Falele
didn't bring in a
had
new
a bad
guy.
game.
At this point, you might as well just keep the chemistry. Yo.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
but get it together though. You have another one of them bad games. We lose to the Giants because the Giants ain't no slouch team to just sit on. Now y'all did lose Dexter Lawrence. The Giants did lose, so that might help us out. That's going to be a big help for us.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
that's a
lie.
major
yo.
help.
That is a huge
Yo, he's
help,
like a
bro.
leader in sacks
Oh
at-
my
at
God, I was
tackle,
so
yo.
happy when I don't want to say I was happy about it, but it was a relief for me when I seen that he's going to be out for a while. That means for the Ravens.
They got a
game,
lot
too.
of young players though. You don't really because listen, the Ravens play a lot of wide receivers.
They got good linebackers. They got good. I'm
quarterback
not
play
going
is
to
just
sleep.
atrocious.
That's the thing. The offense is trash.
They don't need this to be a game with the young boy Malik Neighbors. Just
Come on, yo.
Malik Neighbors is crazy, yo.
That would make
he
me
have
mad,
a game with 220
I think Wiggins gonna be
yards.
on
Nah,
him.
Wiggins is gonna be on top of that, bro.
Wiggins going to be
Wiggins
on top.
gotta be
He been playing.
outside. Bro.
Rookie versus
Like,
rookie gonna be-
He going to want some of that. He going to want some of that.
Yeah. And I hate to get messy, yo. But how y'all feel about the Deontae Johnson situation?
Oh, yeah.
Yo?
Like,
Like
that
we
was-
had to talk
Get him
about
outta
it 'cause
here.
you threw it in the Discord. I was like,
Get him out of here. I'm not.
That's my initial thoughts, man.
I'm not mad at him.
and what I will give Deontae Johnson, I get him expecting opportunities because of the level of receiver he was on different teams, but you fell a lot. And you dropped your opportunities
It's
like that. That one play where they looked for you and you just dropped it.
Multiple times.
You getting out, bro.
That's the
You
crazy,
messing up
that's
the
the
team
crazy
chemistry.
part. As soon as he came, and
He
started
fell
playing,
mad times.
He fell,
He
yo.
fell at least 3 times, bro.
He
Big
fell mad
plays.
time. The Steelers
You're not
game,
coming
he
in the
literally
game, bro.
fell.
Get your cleats
Yo,
right.
He had an open,
Something
he had
with
like
you.
an open like 15-yard route.
But
the Steelers game, he
the
just
energy
fell.
he gave me on a lot of the interviews. He just, when you play wide receiver, you feel like you're the best.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to. That's the only way you can play wide receiver. I don't think any other way to
agree.
play wide receiver. So I respect
But
his
you-
energy, but I don't, as a Ravens fan, and what I want for this team, get him out of here.
And
That's
as a-
that's detrimental
And
to
for
the team, bro.
Real quick, for the people who may not know, we can't assume that everybody knows. He got suspended officially by the team. DeCosta put the statement out there because he refused apparently to come into the Eagles game. And it's just like my initial thought was he got to go. Super Bowl type team, like
roll out, bro. The
but
energy is bad.
I understand he's coming into the situation. He didn't look good off rip, and he's used to being the first or second option, and he like the fourth option right now. So it's kind of like
I wasn't super familiar with his game in Carolina.
But you're supposed to
he was
show him
okay. He
why.
was solid.
So then you got to chill. You got to
But you
chill.
got to also remember their quarterback play has been now Bryce Young is looking much better, but he wasn't.
But is that a thing?
Yeah.
Is that not a
You could say
thing?
that.
How does he now look better when you gone?
But
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to understand, if the opportunity comes up now, the man, if allegedly this happened when Aguilar went down, I don't know when it happened. It could have been the beginning of the game. He just refused to go in. I don't know when he said he didn't want to go in. But if it happened when Aguilar went down,
No,
this is just...
Bait. It's Bait, right?
Oh, Bateman. I'm sorry, Bateman. When Bateman went down, this is the opportunity. This is when you show it. Yo. Against the Eagles, a good defense. Why would you not do this?
To me, that's a lack of accountability. Because, like,
Yeah,
look
I'm
at
not with
guys
that.
like Tyler
That's
Wallace.
excuses. That's trash.
Tyler Wallace
I'm not
don't
with
get
that.
a lot of targets or none of that.
And he
got
come in there
way
and he'll
bigger
make a
plays than
play.
you had this season, bro. All you had to do is catch that one in the Steelers game, cut it up for a little 5-10 yards.
We
You
don't
won't be in
throw the
game.
ball enough for you
We're
to
gonna put you in the game if
to
you
catch
do that.
10 plus passes and have all what you probably want to have. We don't
You
do
gotta
that.
do like Zay
so you got to make your plays.
And Bait, when they get the ball, they
do
make something happen.
They do
That's
something.
on you. I'm not mad
drop
at
the
it.
They do something when they get a target.
Fell several times.
Yeah.
Like, listen, he has the ability to do some really good things, and they brought him in because he gets open, especially on those scrambles and stuff. So, like, the idea, I understand the idea of it, and it's like you still have an opportunity. You got to get the added. Bro, listen, you bounce around to several teams. What they're going to do is next you might be out the league. I'm just saying,
And, like,
you just got to understand the
hold
role
yourself
at least for a
accountable.
year.
Eventually, it's got to be you. If it's always somebody else and things continually go bad, eventually you gotta look in the mirror.
And that's the thing I'm saying. Like,
It's
I
a
could see
business,
if he
bro.
had a
They paying you
game
millions of dollars.
where he caught
Yeah.
2 touchdown passes, had a hundo or something like
No,
that,
you
and then
drop
we
your
just went
opportunity.
away from him.
Yeah.
I would get that. I understand that. Even if he had 1 touchdown and so like 80 yards,
You drop your
I'd be like, all right, why did we not go
opportunities and
back to him? I'd be
Yeah.
mad. But you didn't have any of
Drop your
that.
And you had
opportunities and
infractions
foul.
on top of it. Yo. Like, so
So,
listen, hey, listen.
You dropped your
Hopefully-
opportunities and fell multiple times.
Hopefully he can come here and make at least a few plays down the stretch, or 1 or 2 in the playoffs in critical moments. Always wishing the best, but like my initial thoughts, I'm like you, Rich. As soon as I heard it, I was like,
we don't
Get
need
him
that.
out
Next
of
man up. Next
Yo,
man
'cause
up.
the way I
Shit.
feel, take him, get him up the team. Let Tyler Wallace get the reps, yo. Somebody that won it.
What makes me nervous about the fact that they didn't do that, get rid of him or not, is because
No, you good.
hopefully Bait isn't more hurt than we think, because I'm hoping they not just holding on because Bait might be a little so.
Yeah, that
I
really
don't
sucks for
want-
Bateman, man, because they haven't released any.
But
You
what we
did,
gonna do
you
with
did
him? I'd
mention
rather
that.
have somebody that suck
They
over
haven't
there
released
and
any
over
kind of
dude that's got
injury
bad
report or
energy and wilding
anything.
out.
So that's interesting. I hope he's not hurt really bad.
Yeah,
That sucks.
they haven't given the official injury report and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
But I don't want him there.
We
That's
don't
the thing.
need somebody
I don't-
that's
I don't
going
want
to
it.
slam
I'd take
that
Walker.
helmet.
Bring what's Diontae's Walker or whatever the guy we
Montez
got.
Walker. Yeah.
One of them guys we got down
rookie.
there. Bring one of them rooks up.
We don't need a guy that's gonna if the game gets chippy and it don't go the way he want,
Yeah.
he's slamming his
I don't know.
helmet
That's
on the
crazy.
ground
I hate
and
that.
stuff like
That's the worst.
Bro,
I'm standing 10 toes down once
Yeah.
again. No,
That's
You got it.
drama, bro. Get him out of here. I don't want that.
Not
I
on
don't
this
want
team.
none of that.
And that's probably why Mike Tomlin carried him like that, because he never does that, bro.
Bro.
He never
Mike
does
Tomlin.
that, bro. He probably wilded out on Mike Tomlin.
Good call. I don't know if y'all want to keep. We got anything else on this Deontae Johnson?
Nah, we can move on.
Have y'all been watching the Hard Knocks?
I've been
joint?
seeing pieces. I keep saying, yo, I know.
Family.
I haven't.
Zay's point about coaching
Coaching,
is on display in this, bro. It's on display. Tomlin is a good coach. Yo,
I keep saying, I know.
I would
He's
run
an
through a
excellent
wall
coach.
for Tomlin, son.
He's an
I hate to
excellent
say it.
I
I'm a
know.
Ravens fan. He's
He's
a
an
great
excellent coach,
coach.
yo.
I know we.
Oh my
He
God.
does a lot with a little, yo.
And then but how they did it. So before you go,
No, you know, go
how
ahead.
they actually set it up on this, and it gets a little annoying because they jumping around a lot.
Yeah.
But if you pay attention to what they doing, they just showing you at each level what team does at each level. So the opening meeting when they come in, even how Tomlin knows his players just a little better. So Micah Fitzpatrick comes into the room. He's like, "What's up, man?" That kind of energy, you can't get that.
Yeah.
You have to have that.
He's a real dude,
And
yo.
Harbaugh, your boy pointed it out, yo.
Oh, yeah, Brandon.
Funniest
Salute to
tweet. Salute to Brandon, yo. There's a scene where Harbaugh is clearly cold as I don't know what, standing outside, yo, with just a hoodie on. The office was one of the assistant
Belichick.
coaches comes up to him and is like, "Yo, do you want my hoodie?" He's like, "No, I don't need that. I do not need that." Yo, Brandon said this is the prime example of showing how this coach just does not take advice at the right time. So this is the prime example of it. Then you see Tomlin, like Tomlin is just game planning. He's sitting there with
Mike
all his
Tomlin
players
like
in the room behind him. He not yelling at them, admonishing them or nothing like that. They just focusing on.
And they're so
Burrow.
good, and their quarterbacks suck.
It makes me so mad.
Bro,
It
they
makes
are
me
But now they
so
got
good.
decent quarterback play, but
It makes me so
they
mad.
getting decent. I mean, the man
Russ
put like
is solid.
300 plus
Nick.
passing
Russ
yards
is
last
solid.
Yeah, he did.
Russ is solid back there. He got a quarterback that now he can build on because he's had that experience. So he's not trying to do all the rookie stuff.
Yeah.
He's trying to get back because the Broncos year was bad. So I get it. And then this is AFC North.
Yo, just hearing different clips, yo. You could just Tomlin just
The energy
I know
different,
people don't like it with Ravens, but I'd be like, yo, I like Tomlin, yo. Like
better,
I would like want to be my
Anybody that's
coach.
real like Mike Tomlin, yo, like
Yo,
bad coach,
we
man.
just hate the Steelers.
And you can just hear
but
the,
he
you
a
can
good
you can hear
coach.
the you can hear the appropriate aggressiveness at times.
Yeah.
You can hear the like you said, understanding certain players at times. I keep saying Mike Tomlin's like the coach, right? That's why he has had no losing seasons. And Harb's no disrespect, but I've seen some of this stuff. And just even in interviews, I've always said he's still there because he's great at the banquets, yo. He's like he's a good dude. That's why I don't like want to
Well,
rag
yeah,
on him,
that's
but
what-
he's like the nice neighbor.
But that's
That
what-
give you a helping hand. But at this point, specifically at this point in his career, he shouldn't be the guy spearheading the neighborhood meetings necessarily. Like,
So
I
he-
do,
that's
I
a
do
good
want to
point.
give Harbs a plea though, because I watched a joint with Steve Smith, and he was talking about being coached by Harbaugh, and he was like, Harbaugh real in the locker room, like that conversation we was talking about with Tuck. He was like, yo, if he moved forward from Tuck, Harbaugh is the type of coach that'll go sit down and be like, look.
but we
We gotta look at options now. It's getting to the point where it's affecting the
we've
game.
always said since
I
last
feel like
year.
that's why the players like him.
The players, we've said that for over a year now. The players, like he's a good dude.
Yeah,
That's
But
why
as you
we don't
said-
want to rat, but it's just like you got to make sure the team is functioning at the highest level possible.
So you gonna have to
love
get
him.
on some
and when
guys.
something is dumb, you gotta say no. Like we not doing that. Like yo, we got this.
And that's is another scene in there, and I hate to keep giving love to these guys, but Tomlin grabs up Pickens. I can't even imagine Harbaugh being able to contain the energy of Pickens, just in general. Because he doesn't contain it by any means. Pickens does wild stuff in the games in general, but there's a scene where Pickens gets kind of hemmed up at the line, and they get a pick on him, and they score a touchdown on him,
Yeah.
Cincinnati, and he's losing it. In a typical fashion of somebody like, you know how Pickens is. He just give you that energy of somebody that just don't know. He just gonna crash out because he
NBA
made a
Youngboy
mistake.
vibes.
It's like, why are you doing all this? Calm down. Like, but there's a moment where Tomlin has him. They kind of like forehead to forehead. He talking to him in his ear, and he's not responding. He was like, "Oh, you look like he just how the energy he was giving into him. You could tell he was receiving it." I don't think Harbaugh would be able to do that with a guy like that. And I love
Diontae
Pickens.
Johnson.
He get rid of-
punch
he get rid of the
Harbaugh
guys
or
like
something.
Exactly. You getting out of here if you
Maybe
get that kind of
yeah,
energy.
it's
I
too
can't hone
aggressive.
it. Because
Also-
Pickens is a monster, yo. Like,
Also, my bad, I don't want to cut you, but did you see the clip where I forgot who the lineman is, but he was walking through the what's the name? He was like, "Did you see something?" And Tom was like, "Man, get your ass in the locker room, yo!" Like he was just like, and the dude just walked like, "All right, yo," like
He'll
the
roast you.
figure, big uncle type.
Yeah,
of
he'll
role, you know what
roast
I mean?
you.
But you respect him.
I
Because
listen to
you know,
y'all music a little bit. I identify some. Like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
and
Like you
see,
need that.
and they know that he put the work in.
Exactly.
And he bowed it. Like they know he gonna always come to bat for them.
Now.
And he always gonna take the blame because he always take the blame when
Yeah.
the losses happen. That's the one thing he always does too.
One thing that was kind of refreshing to see in this AFC North version of Hard Knocks, the assistant coaches. I like Zachary Orr's energy in the locker room. Yo, he's trying to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
these guys into this
I always
game.
watch all this. I watch all this.
He's
assistant
solid,
coaches interviews.
yo.
No, I mean the
I like this
adjustments
system.
made.
He's nice.
The adjustments made over the last.
The defense
3
has
weeks
been a little bit
lot
better.
yo.
Yeah, and we could transition
Been
to
a
that.
lot better, yo.
The defense has improved. He talked about personnel changes. Of course, he don't want to mention any names, but he's like,
Oh,
they
we
like what
mentioned
they've
them
been
enough,
seeing.
bruh.
And that good thing is, like we said, because I said that Colts team like 06, they made a change, and it was another team later. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but like it's been a few teams that the defense was bad, but like a little
One
like by
adjustment.
the last third of the year, they figured something out because it wasn't a personnel issue.
Right.
See, if you got a personnel issue, it is what
It's
it is.
cooked. Yeah, it's
There ain't really much
nothing
you
do.
could scheme all you want. You could get okay, but like when it's literally like we just gotta figure out what it is. Like if it's one major thing or two tweaks, like we just gotta figure out what it is. And what you got the personnel, you feel good because the season is long and it's getting longer. So that's the good thing. They talk about they see like he's talked about like I like Zach Orr for the most part. Yo.
Yeah, it's
because we kept saying you got to figure out what the issue is. We all knew the issue.
Yeah.
Or at least one of the major issues. And he finally pulled the trigger. And I'm sure it comes from other people above him as well. It's a team effort.
His contract was high too. You know what I mean? Marcus was up there. So I get having to play him.
But
that kind of thing.
He had the run defense on point. They just had to figure out some stuff with the safety play. But now they figured it out. But it's the defense is trending in the right direction. And I'll just transition to this real quick because that bye week is coming at a perfect time. Mm-hmm. Maybe a week earlier would have been a little bit better, but
Kyle Van Noy, all them dudes like that need
healthy.
that. They need to just lay around.
And to sit back.
Roquan, all of them.
And reevaluate everything that's happened, even in depth.
Ice baths and sleep, bro.
Yeah.
And watching film.
Game planning.
And they spoke about, I've seen several people from the organization, we could feel like they're all we want, but they specifically, I think Harbs has said it, and I don't want to think too much. I think Kyle Hamilton said it, and maybe some other folks, like the timing is really good. We get to reevaluate, get some guys rest up, and if they feel like the timing is right now, that's a good sign. Like we said, the defense is improving. The offense was a little clunky, had some stuff for special teams, but like this is a good time to work on it. And then you coming back against a team, you should be able to get through. In addition to because they got decent enough defensive players and a few offensive players, so it's not like they're just some team that can't do anything. Mm-hmm. You should be able to figure out some things next week, this time before you go into that Steelers game. So I think the bye week is about as perfect as you could possibly have. Like I said, maybe a week earlier. I feel like that may have been a little more perfect. But Harv's also spoke about it. We caught some teams while they were hot.
Yeah.
While they were healthy.
It
sounded a little exclusive, but it is if you're just looking at the schedule. He said the schedule
is crazy.
They played the first place.
Play nobody. Sorry, you feel me?
The schedule is wild, yo.
Yeah.
It was like maybe two sorry teams, maybe the Raiders and is it 2 or 1? Oh, the Browns. Yeah, but that's divisional. So divisional games are weird though. It's not really you're not really playing a bum team. Like it's really only the Raiders, yo. Yeah. That's crazy. You played all these games and only the Raiders, yo, are the straight up sorry team. That's wild. Like everybody else has played at least 3 to 4 sorry teams, yo. Yeah. So it's good that that's happening. But one of the things to piggyback off of that, I don't know if y'all saw Kyle was sitting down. He was like, he feels this team, the Super Bowl window, and Hart talked about this too. All of our goals are still in front of us, which is a fact. He was like, he still felt very confident in the Super Bowl team because he was like, yo, we facing more adversity. He said he felt like basically this team was more equipped to win the Super Bowl than last year's team, because they facing adversity more so. He's like, we was running through everybody last year, which was a fact. So when they finally got punched in the mouth, you could tell like the penalties and stuff, the out of character move, they just did not know how to respond. Like especially against that team. Mm-hmm. That team is the most prepared team and ready team and experienced team out of everybody. And we all remember you can go back to and watch that episode. Anybody who ain't seen it, if you want. We always just like, we just wasn't ready, yo.
Yeah, man.
It was not ready.
The energy was shifted from that game from the beginning.
When Travis Kelce said, okay, I'm
through that helmet, Tucker's helmet and stuff.
And then went out there and literally killed them, beat them in with the first like 2 or 3 drives or whatever. Yeah. That's what it was. So, but like you said, Kyle, like, I've been saying it too leading up to it because he's kind of confirming, like, bro, they didn't seen everything possible. Yeah. The bye week should give them a time. That's why it's like getting hot at the end of the season, the last 4 games leading into like, just try to get hot. Of course, 4-0 would be perfect. 3-1, I still say that 3 games in 10 days is going to be tough to just sweep like that.
They only do that.
But 3-1, if you could do that and look good, maybe have a close loss. If that, we're going for all 4 wins. But like getting hot and playing well is the key to this whole thing right now. And if they could do that, no team, I don't care what no team says. No team wants to play the Ravens in the playoffs, flat out. The Chiefs are probably the only team that just feels uber confident in regard.
They got us, man.
Yeah, they the only team. But every other team is like, if we can avoid them, or they hoping this team knock them out. Maybe the Steelers, because they just know them so well. I want to say the Steelers and the Chiefs are the only 2 teams.
Yeah.
Every other time, the Buffalo Bills, no other team want to play.
Steelers games always are weird, yo. Like,
it's the divisional and the direct rivals, yo. Yeah. So it just, I don't want. You know how I go when it's like that. You talk about, but yeah, that's all I really got. Derrick Henry. They saying the boy fresh, man.
He look healthy.
They said he's fresh, man.
He had a couple of games where he only got 13 to 12 carries, so
they said he should be fine.
You remember in a few games throughout the beginning before the bye week of this season, we kept asking ourselves, why aren't they running them like that? I think it was load management for
I
him
think
for
it was
later in the
somewhat
season. Try to keep my
position.
man straight throughout the season, keep him consistent. Maybe they messed up as far as like maybe timing of when they were putting him in there in some of those games, but I think this was to keep him fresh for the playoff run. Playoff run.
And the way they sounded,
was good.
If
a good move.
Like he's got more carries average than last year, but the other previous years he's much more below the amount of carries he's getting. So it sounds like they managed him pretty well. From what they saying, it sounds like he feel really good at this point of the year, which is phenomenal because now he gets a bye week. If he's feeling really good before the bye week and then gets the bye week, especially when they got those like I said, the 3 games in 10 days. Those might be games where they need to lean on him a little bit.
Man.
Yeah, we gonna definitely have to lean on him.
I just wanted to say, if he healthy and sounding healthy from all they all talking. They said he wish it was a game this week. That's how he talking. That's what
I like
he said.
it.
Yo.
Great
I
energy.
like it.
So you like it? Listen, they listen, man. I think if Tuck situation gets taken care of and they just figure out a couple little tweaks during this bye week, like we said, they've had crazy schedules. Really good teams. They've had the game plan and be focused. Everybody plays them like it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's
man.
like, bro, they just need to decompress. Maybe they could maybe fixing stuff on the fly. That's the one thing we got to say. They have been fixing stuff on the fly. So get a little bit of chance and then go that home stretch, finish strong, and then go in. Because that team is, if they reach their ceiling, I still feel like not just the Eagles, nobody can get to reach the heights that they can reach.
Yeah.
'Cause that means the defense is playing fantastic and they scoring over 30 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
That's what we hoping for.
Yeah, man.
Another week, man.
Bye week, baby.